Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a first impression review on the Lancome Mat Miracle 24-Hour Foundation. I picked this up a couple of weeks ago when I was passing through duty free at the airport. I thought it would be a good time to pick up some makeup that I wouldn't otherwise be able to afford, and I'm going to test it out for the first time for you today. So on the website it says that the Lancome Mat Miracle is an all-day oil-resistant liquid foundation formulated to give skin a lustrous finish. Control unwanted shine so that you can show off your natural radiance, look healthy and radiant every day with Mat Miracle. It also says long wearing with 24-hour heat and humidity proof characteristics. So this is meant to last 24 hours even when it's hot and humid, and I'm not going to be wearing it for 24 hours, but I will put it to the test for the entire day. So I have the lightest shade, which is 01, which hopefully is going to be my shade. I actually have no idea though, because the lady that sold it to me was not very helpful at all. She kind of gave me a shade that was way too dark, and I was like, this isn't my shade. And she was like, oh, maybe this one is. And I'm like, excuse me? But anyway, this one looked like a better match, so hopefully it will be okay. I do really like the packaging. It's like frosted glass, it's got a nice cap and a pump, and then it has a little flower detail on the cap. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see that or not. I need to clip my hair up before we can get started. Alright, let me zoom you in a bit. Alright, so it says to shake well before use, so I'm doing that. And I'm going to use an Exo Beauty flat top face brush to apply this today. Okay, so I'm using about 2 and 2.5 pumps. That shade looks pretty good actually. It has the same smell as the NARS Sheer Glow foundation, which is not very strong at all. So the shade match is actually really good. The coverage is pretty low though. I would call this light, maybe light to medium coverage. So I'll just see if I can build it up a little bit. Just take another half a pump and just put it on my cheeks where I've got a little bit of redness coming through. So it lays really nicely, and I would now call this a medium coverage. It's certainly not full coverage, but as I've mentioned in all of my previous first impression videos, I don't really like full coverage, so this is perfect for me, something that can be light coverage or I can build it up a little bit. This honestly just looks like skin. I actually really love the finish of this. It does look matte, but it's not flat. I don't know how to explain it, and if I come really close, I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but it's like minimized my pores. Like you can hardly see my pores on my cheeks at all. It's not going cakey anywhere, it's not clinging to dry patches, and I do have dry skin, although it hasn't been too dry recently, but still. Yeah, I'm really liking this. So I'm gonna go away now and put my makeup on, and I will be back with you in just a moment to let you know how the makeup applies over top of it. I'm back and I have the rest of my makeup on, and it applied perfectly fine on top of the foundation. One thing I did forget to mention before, that even before I set my face down, it didn't feel tacky at all. It felt just like normal skin, so it didn't feel like I was wearing foundation even to the touch. Now it does feel like I'm wearing makeup because obviously I've got powder and all the rest of my makeup over top of it, but it still feels very lightweight. My skin doesn't feel clogged at all. It doesn't feel like there's anything particularly heavy sitting on top of it, which I really don't like the feeling of, you know, heavy foundation. I would say it has oxidized a tiny bit. You can kind of see that my neck is a little bit lighter than my face, but I am kind of as pale as I get right now, so I would say that within a month or so this is going to be the perfect shade for me. The application itself was very similar to the NARS Sheer Glow foundation, however the finish of it is completely different. So the finish is a lot more matte than the NARS Sheer Glow foundation, so obviously the NARS one is a glowy one, this one is not. I really like the way this looks actually. The more time I spend looking at it, the more and more I like it. I feel like my face looks really flawless without looking like the foundation is caked on. It certainly has minimized my pores because normally by the time I've put highlighter on you can see them a lot, and even now that I have highlighter on and it's like a shimmery highlighter and everything, you still can't really see them. If I come up close, hopefully you can see what I mean. So far, this foundation is getting a huge thumbs up. So the last thing left to do is just see how well it lasts throughout the day. So I will be back in a few more hours to let you know how it is holding up. It's time for a quick update. I've now had the foundation on for 6 hours. I don't think I mentioned at the start of the video, I applied this at 10 o'clock in the morning and it's now 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so it has been 6 hours, which is kind of like half a day. So if I come up close, you can probably see that it looks pretty shitty on my nose. Not that I like to draw attention to my nose by telling you about it, but I just wanted to say that it's not the foundation, it is actually my nose. My nose is never the best part of my face because I blow my nose a lot. I just have like a consistently runny nose regardless of whether or not I'm sick, but especially in the last few days I've noticed that foundation has not been sitting nicely on my nose at all, and that is using foundations that I've had for ages and that I know work really well for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that that is not the foundation's fault because I know that that's been happening recently anyway. But if you like take my nose out of the picture, the rest of my skin looks really nice. My pores are so small. My skin looks really nice. It looks like skin. It doesn't look like foundation. It doesn't feel heavy. It still feels really nice and lightweight. It has been quite warm today, but the foundation is still looking quite matte and still not flat. You can still see the shine coming through. It's not patchy, it's not flaky, it's not clinging to any dry skin. The only thing that I would say, if I had to pick something, you can kind of see a little bit of redness coming through on my chin, but I'm pretty sure that's because I sit like this most of the day. So watching TV, I'll sit like this. At my computer editing, I'll sit like this. If it's gonna go somewhere, that's gonna be the first place that it goes. But all in all, I'm actually really liking this foundation. I am still giving it a big thumbs up. I probably won't update you again until the end of the day unless something really drastic changes, but hopefully I will see you again in 6 more hours or so. So it's now 9 o'clock in the evening, which means that the foundation has been on for 11 hours. I was going to leave it on until 10 o'clock, give it the full 12-hour test, but honestly, I just want to take my makeup off and go to bed. So 11 hours is gonna have to do. I feel like that's a pretty long day of wearing makeup though. I would generally not wear my makeup for this long, so let's see how it's held up. It has definitely faded. You could already see it on my chin in the last update, but I feel like it's also starting to fade on my forehead as well. But actually, aside from that, I think it still looks great. Yes, it has faded a little bit, but it has not gone patchy. It's not emphasizing any dry skin. I think it looks really, really nice. Obviously, excluding my nose, like I said before, my nose is just doing its own thing. And if you look at my smile line, it hasn't even really settled into there, which is pretty impressive. My foundations normally do settle into my smile lines just here. It did kind of right at the start of the day, but I buffed it out when I set my face with powder and it hasn't really come back, which is a really good sign. And to be honest, I don't even wear primer and that would probably solve the issue, so I can't really blame the foundation for that. So my overall impression at the end of the day, I'm actually really enjoying this foundation, possibly a new favorite. I will obviously have to try it out more than once to say that for sure, but definitely on first impression, it has left a good impression. So if you are in the market for a new high-end foundation and you haven't tried this one yet from Lancome, I would actually definitely recommend it. And doesn't it just look so nice? I love the packaging of this. I definitely agree with the comfort factor of this. This is probably one of the most comfortable foundations that I've ever tried actually. Honestly felt like I wasn't even wearing makeup today. Anyway guys, that is going to be the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave me a comment down below if you've tried this, what do you think of it? If you haven't tried it, do you think it looks good? Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you next time. Bye!